Traditionally, for most Japanese cars, the Mazda CX-7 is not famous for its durability paintwork. As a result, chips and scratches are a common occurrence for cars of this model. Also, I would like to note the rather thin metal of most body elements. Despite the above shortcomings, the body is not prone to corrosion. However, when inspecting the car, pay special attention to the edges of the doors and the joints of the body elements. Also, check the taillights. They very often melt the bulb from overheating. The problem is treated by replacing the lamps with LEDs. In the secondary market, a 2.3-liter turbo engine is most often found. The engine itself is not bad, but the number of shortcomings that are inherent in this engine do not allow us to call it reliable. The main disadvantage of this engine is the increased oil consumption, 0.51 liter per 1000 km, and a small turbine resource. In most cases, the turbine has to be changed on a run of 100–150,000 km, but if it is used improperly, its resource is halved. Replacement will cost $1,000–1,500. The main signal about the presence of problems with the turbine will be poor acceleration dynamics and white smoke from the exhaust system. Also, frequent engine overheating can be attributed to common shortcomings. There are two reasons of this ailment. The first is radiator pollution, the second is a faulty thermostat. It changes every 100,000 kilometers. Despite the fact that the timing drive is chain, you have to invest in this unit every 100–150,000 kilometers. The chain is stretched. A signal about the need to change the circuit is diesel rumble and metallic ringing when starting a cold engine, as well as weak traction and increased fuel consumption. Often, there are problems with the VVT variable valve timing system. The mechanism look becomes unusable. On some instances, it is often necessary to change the lambda probe every 80–100,000 kilometers. The main reason for rapid wear is damaged sensor wiring. Symptoms: the car starts to twitch, tremble. It may mistakenly get the impression that the brakes are wedged, and fuel consumption may also increase. The 2.5 engine is more reliable, but despite this, it was not popular among motorists. The main reason for low demand of the low power of this engine. The disadvantages of both power units include unreasonably high fuel consumption, 20–24 liters in the city, and high maintenance costs. 3 gearboxes were installed on the Mazda CX-7, 6-speed manual, 5 and 6-speed automatic. Mechanics were installed only in European versions. If we talk about the reliability of the transmission, then there are no special complaints about it. The only thing that owners complain about is the operational feature of the automatic transmission, uncomfortable transmission operation. The fact is that in order to save fuel, the box tries to keep the highest gear as long as possible. Because of this, the car may start to twitch. Often this drawback is felt when driving in a traffic jam. The car is equipped with an all-wheel drive system with automatic torque distribution between the axles, such as the same system was used on the Mazda MPV. As for reliability, with proper maintenance, it does not cause any special problems. The only thing you should pay special attention to is the razdatka seals. Over time, they begin to leak. You should also monitor the oil level in the gearbox. This model is equipped with independent suspension, McPherson strut front, multi-link rear. If we talk about the driving characteristic of the chassis, then it all depends on what market the car is intended for. The suspension of this car has an unusual feature for many motorists. The fact is that when driving off-road for a long time or on a road with poor quality coverage, the shock absorbers overheat and begin to make a sound similar to the knock of a stabilizer bar, but as soon as they cool down, the sounds disappear. As for the durability of shock absorbers, their careful operation they are enough for 100,000 kilometers. Among the shortcomings of the suspension, a small resource of bushings and stabilizer struts can be distinguished, in rare cases more than 30,000 kilometers life. Wheel bearings begin to fuse on a run of 60–80,000 kilometers. The front ones can change separately, but the rear ones are only assembled with a hub. On average, once every 90–110,000 kilometers. Silent blocks, tie rod ends and ball joints will have to be changed. On the pre-styling Mazda CX-7, the power steering fluid freezes in severe frost. As a rule, this leads to a break in the hose clamps and failure of the amplifier. After restyling, the problem was fixed. Regular brakes are very weak, and brake discs are considered consumables at all. They are driven every 20,000 kilometers. If the discs are not changed in time, this will lead to wheel imbalance. Many owners solve the problem by replacing the discs with reinforced or perforated ones. The inside of the car does not look as impressive as the outside, while it is difficult to call the interior boring. If we talk about the finishing materials, they are not of the highest quality. Also, you should not expect good acoustic comfort, as the interior is very slightly noiseless. As a rule, there are no serious problems with the Electricon, but after 100,000 kilometers, on many instances there are malfunctions in the operation of electrical equipment, spontaneous alarm operation, incorrect operation of the stove, radio, and wipers. The most serious drawback is considered to be a short service life of the air conditioning compressor. It has to be changed every 3 years. If you are the owner of this car model, please describe the problem that you had to face during the operation of the car. Perhaps it is your review that will help readers of our site when choosing a car.